Hello and welcome. My name is Martin Kratke. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Acterys Agility Group. In this video, I would like to give you a quick overview of Acterys and what we mean by dynamic, extended planning and analytics. Our group includes two arms: Agility, a specialist provider for the implementation of analytics and planning solutions, and our product arm, Acterys. Acterys is at the moment one of the fastest growing providers of unified analytics and planning solutions. We have three main offices around the world: in Chicago in the United States, in Munich in Germany, and in Sydney, Australia. Our customer base currently spans across the globe in nearly every industry and every size. The product Acterys was born from our experience of implementing analytics and planning solutions, and we wanted to come up with a better way based on the learnings of working with nearly all major FP&A platforms. And here we had three guiding principles. The first one is quickest time to results. So aiming to free users from wasting time in Excel hell and automating processes, particularly around an optimal data model, but also around the front-end side. So starting with best practice models in standard solutions like Power BI and Excel, and not reinventing the wheel with specialized solution. The second one is to do it smarter. So following on from the first one, to provide users from scratch with smart processes supported by artificial intelligence to run these analytics and planning processes as effectively as possible and avoid manual work. And thirdly is to do this as effective as possible. So on a single unified standard platform with the integration into the market-leading analytics and planning platforms, and not reinventing the wheel with exotic silo solutions. In the end, putting the business user in charge, but within existing IT governance standards, freeing also the IT departments from business support tasks, and in the end resulting in the lowest possible total cost of ownership. So traditionally, FP&A was run as specialized separate tools. So you had a tool for planning, a tool for data warehousing, a data discovery tool, and so on. And then you had the challenge of integrating all these. And this is what we're aiming to leave behind. So integrate all these different aspects into a single solution based on a standard database, the leading data platform SQL Server that is already in use in many organizations. And there's a lot of knowledge available with this platform that frees you from taking care of specialized solutions, and is typically also the platform for existing data warehouses for analytics. And then run all the FP&A processes on that single platform, either in the cloud or on-premise. Using this approach, we cover all aspects of performance management, so from initially setting targets to monitoring results and analytics to forecasting, adapting results, and ensuring you have accurate forecasts. We also cover learning aspects, so from this forecasting process to document the learnings, and then very important also task management, so that the insight from this process ends up in tasks and the important things that need to be done get actually done. The way the process works is initially we start with the data source. And this is either completely automated with our apps, or made very easy with our generic integration tools like Power BI Sync, that allow you to, for example, automatically use the data from your Power BI model as the basis for the planning process. And the data model is then managed in a standard SQL platform, either in the cloud, which is something that's included in Acterys. With your license, you get the cloud tenant, or if you want to, also on-premise with SQL Server on-premise. Using this data platform, We have then our Acterys Modeler component, a software as a service, web-based application that allows you to manage all the aspects from the model itself, the integration, the governance, the user rights, the application logic, master data management, and others. And then finally, on the front-end side, as already mentioned, we cover all the aspects of FP&A, but not as a separate silo solution, but integrating into the leading technologies that the users that are part of the FP&A process typically already used. And one is Power BI, the market-leading self-service analytics platform, and the other one is Excel, where I don't have to tell you too much about it. It's already the most widely used business application suite in the world with about 1 billion users. In addition to this standard solution, we also have an API which allows you to build your own solutions with the functionality and processes that we provide. So for example, you can use it in automation solutions like Power Automate, or you can develop your own applications with a development environment of choice. This approach has resulted in wide global recognition. So for example, Microsoft has a co-selling partnership with us, is reselling our product, and we are classified as the preferred solution for FP&A on their AppSource marketplace. In addition to technology providers, we also are recognized by industry groups, like for example the biggest association for FP&A professionals in the world, the US Association for Finance Professionals, that has awarded us as one of the top 4 FP&A solutions in the world. In addition, we also have very good results on independent software review platforms based on real customer feedback. For example, we were voted a high performer in the summer 2021 survey, and as the easiest to do business with, again in the same review on G2, one of the biggest software review platforms. We have multiple editor's choices of our product components. So for example, many of our visuals were voted the editor's choice. And also independent analysts have classified us as one of the top players in this space. For example, we were voted the best new vendor by BPM Partners, an independent specialist for corporate performance management solutions, where in the survey in 2021 we had the best results in finance self-sufficiency, so allowing business users to control the process, and customer support, so here the best in the world, and among the best in the world for planning features and overall satisfaction. With our particular product components, we have the Acterys Apps, the end-to-end solution for particular source systems that you can directly initiate from Microsoft AppSource. And the apps are end-to-end solution that cover the entire process. So the automated data model generation, the application logic. With the Acterys Apps, we're providing an end-to-end solution that includes all parts of the process. So the automated data model generation, the application logic, for example, for consolidation, for currency handling, for a variety of other aspects, and also the front-end side of things, the analytics reports in Power BI, and the report templates in Excel. So you get all this out of the box after a 2-minute sign-up process and can then get started. In some cases, what you get out of the box is enough for many customers, but if you need to, anything is fully customizable using Power BI or Excel know-how. So you're not reliant on a particular vendor, but can use a wide knowledge pool of experts that have knowledge in these solutions. And again, in many situations, this is already available in-house. Currently we have apps for these 8 solutions, and this gets extended on an ongoing basis. With the Acterys Modeler, we have a software as a service browser-based solution that handles all aspects of the process. So the initial data integration, either completely automated with the apps or generic options with instant link, master data management and modeling. So you have full flexibility to adapt your model to your particular requirements as a business user without having to have any in-depth IT knowledge. You can manage all the governance and security aspects. So for example, any transaction in the system gets recorded and you have full transparency who has done what, and potentially can also then undo it. And all this in this web-based solution that you can get started with in 2 minutes. You don't have to install anything, but if you want to, also this application is available as an on-premise install. Part of the Acterys Modeler is the instant link technology that allows you to intelligently integrate any data source. So if you already have a data source, this could be an existing data warehouse or other databases, respectively also Power BI models, you can very easily select the parts that you want to use in your FP&A process, for example, the products, the account structures, the company hierarchies, whatever it really is, you have full flexibility there, and build the data model, but in a smart way without any ETL and with an automatic link to the source system that you can automatically update. So you can, for example, every hour update the account structures from your source system with the planning model. Another part of the Acterys components is Power BI Sync. Power BI Sync is a addition to Power BI and Power BI external tool that only takes 30 seconds to install, and it allows you to automatically generate your data models based on Power BI, which means you can utilize the 600 connectors that come with Power BI. You can automatically use all your investments in Power BI. So if you already set up your data models using Power Query, all the transformations there, then that's immediately all you can build on that. And plan enable any Power BI model, which you have then the planning capabilities from, at the moment, 8 Power BI custom visuals that cover pretty much any requirement imaginable for write back and planning directly in Power BI, and it all ends up in the same unified data model based on SQL Server. A second aspect that Power BI Sync covers is data warehouse synchronization. So it allows you to automatically synchronize Power BI models with your data warehouse. So again, you profit from the ease of Power Query, where you can transform your data and then synchronize this back to your data warehouse. And at the moment we support SQL Server, Synapse and Snowflake. Finally, Power BI Sync also covers PDF distribution, so all the Power BI reports, the dashboards, you can automate the distribution via PDF without the limitations that you have in Power BI. So for example, this also supports non-certified custom visuals, and the email recipients have no restrictions, so anyone can receive these Power BI reports. With our Power BI visuals, we offer write back and planning, respectively financial reporting, directly in Power BI. All these visuals are listed on AppSource, which means they have gone through rigorous security checks and quality assurance, and you can get them directly from AppSource. So currently we cover matrix planning, which allows you to enter data with all the Acterys features in a matrix. We cover visual planning, which allows you to do you're planning visually by dragging on a chart. We have a very powerful table edit visual where you can edit data in tables. So any relational table, any Acterys dimension, you can edit there. Also very large ones. So this is built really for enterprise scale with functionalities like bulk edit. You can edit multiple records at once. You have very comprehensive security options. You can exactly define who is allowed to do what in this table edit visual. We have Acterys reporting for pixel perfect financial reporting and financial calculations directly in the visual. So as opposed to DAX, which typically requires advanced knowledge, here you can set up your report calculation with the same ease as in Excel, and you have all the formatting options like underlines and different number formatting, again with the ease of Excel, which is typically not that simple in Power BI on its own. We have Acterys Gantt, that is the project management and task management, again with write back, so you can edit your projects and plan your project directly in Power BI. We have Acterys Variance, a visual for visualization, but you can even do the planning there as well. So a small multiples option, particularly built for visualizing variances, small multiple variances, and drill down and also drill through. We have Acterys Comments, so you can manage comments already directly in other visuals as well, but if you just want to manage comments, there's also a visual that does that, which is Acterys Comments. And then finally Acterys Copy, which is a visual to manage scenarios. So you can copy scenarios. For example, you want to copy your forecast into a new forecast version and then immediately do your planning on that. And Acterys Copy gives you a very effective interface for that. The next product component is Office Online add-ons, in particular for Excel. So here we provide an option to do planning, reporting, modeling directly in any flavor of Excel. So desktop Excel, Excel Online, and Excel for Mac. So you can use all these different options. For example, with the browser options, you don't even need to have Excel installed in your machine. You can do it directly from the web browser. That's all you need. And you have then the option to do all the planning aspects that Acterys covers directly in your familiar Excel environment on top of the central data model. So you do the write back from your familiar Excel environment to the unified central data model with all the features that Acterys provides, top-down distributions, copying of data, and all the application logic, of course, as well. In the next slides, I would like to cover some of the outcomes at our clients, some of them the biggest companies in the world, leading Fortune 500, DAX, and ASX companies. For example, one of the leading providers of sports clothing and equipment. They're using Acterys for demand planning, and they replaced a legacy CPM solution with the unified Acterys platform, which enabled them substantial licensing savings, so the savings from paying for specialized solutions, but also allowing them to build and maintain the solution nearly completely in-house. So they have full control of the solution and covering their demand planning requirements in a very effective way with substantial process improvements. So what used to take minutes from a recalc perspective is now done in seconds, and then also overall very substantial process cycle reductions. Another provider is a leading German beverage groups with more than 25 billion of revenues. They were looking to do financial planning for their 30 subsidiaries. They started with another Power BI focused solution, and were in need of a very quick fix for this failed project. So they came to us that we need this in 2 weeks, and we really were able to help them to implement a solution that dramatically improved the experience, also from a reporting perspective, in really just 2 weeks, covering the planning requirements with very complex calculations for discounts in this short amount of time. This concludes the slide presentation. If you're interested in starting your trial, please just go to our website acterys.com and click on the Start Trial button at the top. If you want to, please, I'm always happy to connect. If you're interested, here is my LinkedIn address, and obviously you can also follow us on our social media channels that are mentioned here below. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present to you, and looking forward to working with you for your FP&A requirements.